Hello, my name is Brady Kirkman, Executive Director of Marketing and Business Development here at Windom Area Health, and we're back with a pulse. Here we are with another episode of The Patient Experience. And who do we have with us today?
My name is Lori Golinghorst. I am a resident of Windom. I live here, and I also work in Mountain Lake.
Lori, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you here to share a little bit about your experiences and your families, of Windom Area Health. So I understand you've had, a number of services here. Let's start off with your orthopedic experience here.
Okay, a month ago I had rotator cuff surgery. Dr. Bodker was my doctor. Jennifer Craig assisted with him, and it was a very positive experience. I could do my appointments with him, could get the surgery done here, and it just made it a lot less stressful not having to travel.
We are fortunate to have both of them part of our team. Jennifer is a new member of our team. I know when we initially talked, you were sharing some comments about your experience with Jennifer. Share that with the audience, if you don't mind.
So I had her as a provider for my follow-up visit, and she greeted me by saying, "Oh, it's so nice to see you while you're awake," because she assisted in the surgery. And she took time explaining the surgery, what they did, what they found, the prognosis, what was going to happen moving forward. And she just was very kind and thoughtful.
And you're having some follow-up care right now, I understand, with rehab. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
So walk us through kind of that process. How often are you being seen there?
Okay. I see them twice a week. And I started out doing the services in Windom here at the hospital because I can't drive right now. And then when I went back to work in Mountain Lake where I work, they have therapists that go to the clinic. So it was great. They work hard at accommodating my schedule, my work schedule. And so it was kind of the best of both ways.
So what would you do in a situation if we didn't have these services and you're not able to drive? How would you get someplace like, Rochester, Mankato, or Sioux Falls for those in a situation like that?
Well, it would be a lot more stressful. Yeah, you'd have to depend on a lot of other people.
Well, and you mentioned that they work hard to accommodate your schedule.
I say, can I just come around my noon hour? And they work me in, and it works great.
That's excellent. Well, and are you starting to feel like you're getting better? Are you recuperating a little bit from surgery?
Yep, every week's going much better.
Excellent. And you mentioned a little bit about your husband having some time here as well. You care to share a little bit about what happened there? Yeah,
he had some ER visits and hospitalizations this fall. And as we know, an ER experience can be pretty stressful. And you're scared and you're nervous about what's going on. The providers are very good about explaining things, coming up with a plan of care. And I didn't feel like we were just a number. They cared.
Well, and you said they took the time, they explained it. In one of our conversations, you also mentioned that it's so important to take advantage and utilize our, current services in your facility and your community. Why is that important?
It's important to me because every time I have to go out of town for an appointment, it's almost a day experience. By the time you drive there, you wait for your appointment, you have the appointment, you drive home, and it's just so convenient to do it right in town. And I would just encourage people to do your research, know what's available here, take advantage of the outreach services because it is a lot less hassle. And also they get to know you very well. So you have a continuity of care and your providers really get to know you as a person.
Well, here at Windom Area Health, we're here with the patient and for the patient. And Lori, I appreciate you trusting your healthcare for you and your family with us and taking the time to come on the pulse with us. And, we'll see you next time. Hello, my name is Brady Kirkman, Executive Director of Marketing and Business.